Hi, my name is Chantal, and welcome to the Trauma Healing Podcast. OMG, welcome to the first episode of the Trauma Healing Podcast. This is a video podcast that you can also watch on YouTube if you want to see my face, but feel free to also just go about your day and listen to my voice. And I cannot wait. I am beyond excited to be starting this project, because it's been a long time coming. And it's not just that, it's like the whole evolution of me actually getting into what I truly love. And I mean, I need to tell you everything first. So, what is this podcast about? This podcast is all about trauma healing for the 6 to 8 figure CEOs, for the 6 to 8 figure coaches that want to heal their trauma, that want to help their clients heal their trauma, and that just want to have an overflow in business, not just money-wise, but also just energy-wise. And so there's so much that I have to share with you, so many experiences that I've gone through in order to get to where I am now, and I am just so ready and so excited. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you more about what this podcast is going to be like, what you can, wish for. Feel free to comment, feel free to let me know, feel free to reach out on Instagram. You'll find me under chantalteal.business, and I am so happy to connect with you. So, this trauma healing podcast is going to be all about trauma healing. I'm going to be talking about trauma in general, about relationships, about your business, about handling clients, about leading your clients, and about helping your clients get through their own trauma as well. So I'm sort of a trauma whisperer in the background, and I operate in the background as well, meaning that if you hire me, you'll basically have me in your pocket, and I'm there to support you, to supervise you with your work. If especially it's not trauma sensitive yet, or trauma informed, or trauma trained, then I'm there to support you with that. Obviously, you also get to use my trauma healing techniques. I'll be teaching them to you, and it's almost like in-person one-to-one training. So you don't only get your own trauma healing, but you also get my support with your clients whenever you feel like you're stuck in a rut and you don't know how to answer to certain emotional needs. And this is basically the work that I do now in the international business. I run a very successful 6-figure business on the German side. So I am half German, half Filipino. And on the German side, I've built a 6-figure business within a year, like super fast. And it's amazing because I've built that business based off of my own techniques as well. So it's trauma healing life coaching is what it is. And I built a special system called the Trauma Healing Space, where it's like a huge group program where people can continuously be a member at and heal their trauma with my help, with the help of my co-coaches, with the help of all the other tools that we have there, and of course with the community, because you do not heal alone. You may think you are trigger-free when you're alone, and that's just because you're isolated, not because you're actually trigger-free. So if you keep building your business from the comforts of your home and you're never really in interaction with anybody in the real world, in the outside world, then can you even call yourself healed, right? And so this business, I also started my own certificate program called the Trauma Healer. This is going to launch for the international side eventually. Just bear with me because I want to get this year done first. This is the first year for them. I already have people in the second year lining up, and I have to see if I have enough capacity to do the second year in English as well. Otherwise, I would have to hire my own people to teach what I have to teach. So basically, I have that side. And you may be asking, hey, Chantal, why are you going international? Why are you doing this all in English? Why are you opening this whole entire different business format, basically? And the answer is quite simple. The answer is I want to reach a lot of people in a very quick amount of time. And how can I do that? I can do that much better while working with coaches like you. When your clients are healed, when you are healed, you make much better decisions. You make more aligned decisions. You will feel absolutely amazing, full, and at peace. Not full of yourself, but like fulfilled. You can feel fulfilled without needing your life to be fulfilled externally. It's an internal thing. So my work is mostly internal. So I have a lot of business skills, don't get me wrong. I'm like a tech junkie. I love technology. I literally get off of technology. But when it comes to my absolute zone of genius, I would say it's definitely trauma healing, because I've already created my own 8 modalities in trauma healing. So this is something that is very, very embodied. It's part of me. I cannot unsee things. So I want to not only become a millionaire, multi-millionaire, but I want to earn a lot of money to create more impact in this world with the trauma healing spaces that I'm going to be building in the different areas of the world. So my dreams are global. My mission and my vision is global AF. I want to change the world. And I already have changed the worlds of more than 200 clients last year. And I want to continue doing that. I want to make and help people become the best version of themselves, to thrive so that they don't have to survive anymore. And it is most fun with me when I work at extreme high level, when I am challenged by my clients. I am an expert at trauma healing, at nervous system work, at coaching, because my certificate program does not only include trauma healing techniques, but also coaching techniques. So let me tell you a bit more about myself. I am a multi-certified life and business coach. So I have, I think, 8 certifications as of now, and they keep increasing. So I feel like I'm always learning. I'm a projector, 3-5, in case you know human design. I am a splenic projector. That means my intuition is extremely high and my heart is defined. So my will, geez, you can't crush my will. My will's like the motor, is like the engine of this whole thing. And I love working with high caliber clients because it is a new challenge. It is something that just ignites the fire within me, because even high caliber clients have trauma problems and they will always repeat. You, as a high caliber client, just have a higher way of fooling yourself. You have a stronger way of self-sabotaging because it took you grit, it took you resilience, and it took you probably a lot of hustling to get to where you are now. And this is really, really hard to break through. This is really, really hard to fool, because especially if you're already so convinced about yourself, especially if you already think that you have healed, yet you have recurring issues in your business. You have people defaulting payments. You have people going into fight mode. You have people suing you. You have people not finishing programs, just disappearing, ghosting you. And that is directly related to you, whether you like it or not, because this has not happened in my business. I can literally, out of the 200 people, I can count them. We say in German, we count them in one finger. So it's that less of default payments, that few people I had I'll tell you about it in another podcast episode, but this is such an essential thing to know. When you're truly healed, this is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Different things might happen, yeah. They might challenge you, yeah, but you won't have a multitude of people defaulting. And it doesn't matter how many people you have. It does not matter. Believe me. Believe me. I've seen it. I've seen it all. So, as I said, I am half Filipino, half German, and I grew up in the Philippines and I grew up in Germany. So, in two countries that are extremely different from each other, right? Like one is very collectivist and the other one is very individualistic, very like hardworking, very straightforward. So the way I coach you is very straightforward. I am here to trigger you. I am literally your mirror. And if you feel triggered, feel free to let me know in the comments, but be mindful because I do not tolerate hate speech. I do not tolerate insults. I have high standards, so should you. You should also have high standards of conduct, especially when you just randomly criticize people on the internet. Why are you even? Why? You should not be wasting your time like that. You're a freaking adult. So, first mirror, see what I'm doing. I grew up in the Philippines, I grew up in Germany, I grew up in both countries at the same time, literally half year here, half year there. I have a lot of American influences. I was in the States for like my summers, basically. And I have relatives there, so I'm basically like an international child. And this is one of the big reasons because English is so innate to me. It's actually more innate than German is, even though German and English are like, I'm bilingual. Officially, I'm actually trilingual, but you know, that is such a big part of who I am. The American culture as well is such a big part of who I am as well, on top of that. I currently live in Dubai. I decided to leave my country, Germany, which I was living at for the last 10 years, and I left alone. I cut everybody off. I left my ex-boyfriend, I left my friends, I left my family, I left everybody to fulfill my dream, to follow my dream, to follow my intuition. And this is exactly what I've been always doing in my life. I've always followed my intuition. And this is, if you want to know part of my astrology is a sun in Aquarius, moon in Scorpio. I had to think there. And my rising sign is Pisces. And so is my rising sign is Pisces, and so is my IC, meaning that this is how I have to live my life, very intuitive and very focused on my needs and what I want first. And this makes me a very ruthless person when it comes to my standards. I do not compromise. I just don't. There are no compromises for me in relationships because that means I get to lose something. And this may sound a bit egotistical, but I assure you it's not. It's just not settling for less. That's what it is. So I love in my free time when I'm not coaching, which is like, I guess I do have a lot of free time, but I work a lot on the business and in the business as well, and building two businesses at the same time, you know? So when I have free time, which I do because I'm a projector, right? I love to go pole dancing. I'm such a big dancer. I have a pole dance certificate as well. I'm a fitness trainer as well. So like I have these different types of certifications. And I love playing music. So you may hear the piano one or two times, not in this podcast, but like maybe on my Instagram if you follow me. And I love hanging out with my friends, my dearest, dearest, dearest friends. They are my soulmates. They are my sisters. They are my loves. And these connections are just so, so deep. And I wouldn't have found them if I didn't find myself. If I didn't establish the connection to myself first, which is the basis of trauma healing. Trauma distances us, detaches us from our actual selves, from loving ourselves, from appreciating ourselves, from feeling ourselves, from feeling our bodies. And so, what else do I do in my free times? I love escape rooms. Oh my God, I love escape rooms. And here in Dubai, there's just so much to do. So I rented my own apartment just since January this year. This is 2024. And the year before that, I traveled. I basically did Airbnb hopping everywhere. I was in Bali, I was in Germany, I was in London, I was in Dubai as well. And just Dubai became my new home. It's just this vibe here. It's this different feeling. And whoever says that there's a low vibe here does not truly feel. I'm sorry, but that person does not truly feel, because they're only able to see the pain and the superficiality, but there is none once you actually get to know Dubai. Once you actually get to know real people here. Once you actually build a network here. It's just the most amazing city to me. And what else? I love so much though. Like I'm a 3-5. I need to adventure. I need to do new things. I need to test out new restaurants. I love food, by the way. So if you ever want to give me some unlimited dumplings, I'm definitely down for that. So this is me professionally. I studied psychology. I'm a trained psychologist and a trauma therapist. And as I already mentioned, finished like 8 certifications, amongst which are human design reader as well, NLP practitioner, transformational life coach, nervous system coach, trauma sensitive coach. So there's like a plethora of certifications that I did. And I mainly work with the nervous system. I mainly work with my own techniques and own tools. And I am a very, very open person. That means I have already honed my gifts of clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience, and claircognizance. These are the 4 strongest gifts that I have. I'm not so much a smeller and a taster. If you don't have any clue about this, why don't you Google it? These are the extra senses that we have. And so when I work with clients, I actually feel their emotions in my body. So when they're not even aware of it yet, I can tell you, oh, what are you feeling in your shoulder? And they're like, oh my God, like there's this burden on my shoulder, on my right shoulder. And so it's just amazing how the body works if you are trauma free. Because if you're not, you can literally not feel it. You literally don't have much access to your spiritual gifts. Because there's so much pain within you. There's so much pain inside of you. Anyways, because, you know me, like, you're gonna get to know me if you don't know me yet, but if you know me, you know me. I can't stop talking. Like, I love this subject to death. This is my jam. So, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna thank you for being here, and feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to leave. Also, feel free to visit my Instagram and see what I have to offer there. If you want to work with me one-to-one, feel free to reach out and message me. My packages start at 20k euros, by the way, because I operate in euros, but we can find a solution in dollars as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to hear from you. I love to hear your questions. Send me questions that I can riff on. And I'm very, very happy to just start this whole journey with you. See you soon.